Welcome to this video on the Automic Automation SAP Integration Suite solution. In this video, we will explain the SAP Integration Suite and its benefits for the Automic Automation user community. SAP Integration Suite is an enterprise resource planning ERP suite designed to support core business operations in real time. Managing application jobs in S/4HANA is essential to ensure data consistency, compliance, and operational efficiency across the enterprise. Extending enterprise automation to SAP Integration Suite ensures full visibility, centralized control, alerting, SLA management, reporting, and auditing. Integrating Automic Automation with SAP Integration Suite allows you to run SAP Integration Suite jobs in your workspace from Automic Automation. We'll provide some technical insights so that the integration components are clearly identified and the deployment sequence is understood. We'll focus on the configuration of the agent and the design of the two core object templates, connections, and jobs. Finally, we'll run through a demo. Automic Automation plays a central role in orchestrating operations across multiple environments, including the cloud. Automic Automation synchronizes these processes with other, non-cloud operations. By integrating the SAP Integration Suite, we can configure process automation centrally in Automic Automation and then trigger, monitor, and supervise everything in one place. SAP Integration Suite processes can then be synchronized with all other environments routinely supported by Automic Automation. SAP Integration Suite's role is reduced to executing the jobs. All other functions, especially those pertaining to automation, are delegated to Automic Automation. This means that we don't have to log into the SAP Integration Suite environment and keep refreshing it by ourselves. Automic Automation manages all the execution and monitoring aspects. The Automic Automation integration provides a simplified view to SAP Integration Suite jobs. Automic Automation lets us build configurations with intuitive interfaces like drag-and-drop workflows and supervised processes in simple dashboard tools designed natively for operations. Statuses are color-coded, and retrieving logs is done with a basic right-click. From an operations perspective, Automic Automation highly simplifies the configuration and orchestration of SAP Integration Suite jobs. Externalizing operations to a tool with a high degree of third-party integration means we can synchronize all cloud with non-cloud workloads. Using various agents and job object types, we can build sophisticated configurations involving multiple applications, database packages, system processes like backups and data consolidation, file transfers, web services, and other on-premise workloads. A conventional architecture involves two systems: the Automic Automation host and a dedicated system for the agent. The agent is configured with a simple INI file containing standard values: system, agent name, connection, and TLS. When we start the agent, it connects to the engine and adds two new objects to the repository: a connection object to store the SAP Integration Suite endpoint and login data, and a job template designed to trigger SAP Integration Suite jobs. Let's assume we're automating for 4 instances of the SAP Integration Suite. We create a connection object in Automic Automation for each instance by duplicating the con template for each of these instances. Lastly, we create the SAP Integration Suite jobs in Automic Automation for each corresponding process in the SAP Integration Suite. The Automic Automation jobs include the connection object based on the target system. When we execute the jobs in Automic Automation, it triggers the corresponding process in the SAP Integration Suite. We're able to retrieve the successive statuses and finally generate a job report. In Automic Automation, this job can be incorporated into workflows and integrated with other, non-cloud processes. The procedure to deploy the SAP Integration Suite is as follows. First, we download the integration package from the marketplace. This package contains all the necessary elements. We unzip this package, which produces a directory containing the agent, the INI configuration files, and several other items, like the start command. We use the appropriate INI file for our specific platform. The SAP Integration Suite is a standard Automic agent. It requires at least 4 values to be updated: agent name, Automic system, JCP connection and TLS port, and finally TLS certificate. When the agent is configured, we start it. New object templates are deployed. We create a connection to every SAP Integration Suite instance we need to support. For this, we use the template con object, which we duplicate as many times as we need. The con object references the SAP Integration Suite endpoint. Finally, we use the SAP Integration Suite template jobs to create the jobs we need. We match these Automic automation jobs to the SAP Integration Suite jobs, reference the connection object, and run them. We're able to supervise the jobs, generate logs, and retrieve the statuses. The jobs can then be incorporated into non-cloud workflows. We install, configure, and start an agent to deploy the SAP Integration Suite. The agent is included in the SAP Integration Suite package, which we download from the marketplace. We unzip the package, which creates a file system agents/SAP Integration Suite/bin that contains the agent files. Based on the platform, we rename the agent configuration file UCXJCIDX and set a minimum of 4 values: the agent name, the AE system name, the host name and port connection to the automation engine's JCP, and finally the directory containing the TLS certificate. Finally, we start the agent by invoking the JR file via the Java command. The agent connects to the AE and deploys the object templates needed to support the integration, the con, or connection object to the SAP Integration Suite jobs. In our demo, we will create a connection object. Once we have established the connection to the SAP Integration Suite environment, we'll create a trigger iFlow job. Finally, we'll execute and supervise this job. Let's log on to the SAP Integration Suite environment. The SAP BTP Cockpit is a web-based admin console where you can manage your Integration Suite instance, along with sub-account service instances, destination roles, and more. You can view the instances and subscriptions. You can see the subscription details. You can also see the environments where your jobs will run. A connectivity is used to securely connect integrations with SAP systems, APIs, or external services. A security allows you to manage user and app-level access control for the Integration Suite and APIs. You can manage roles and access control within the SAP Integration Suite. Options include users and roles, trust configuration, and settings. The SAP Integration Suite is the primary environment for monitoring jobs, debugging logs, and identifying failure or success reasons. This is where the jobs execute and can be monitored. Let's move on to the Automic system. Here, we create a connection object with specific inputs to connect to the SAP Integration Suite. First, we must define the endpoint. This is the base URL of the SAP Job Scheduling API and the entry point of the system. Next is the management endpoint. This endpoint is used to manage job logs and job templates. Next, we select an authentication type from the drop-down menu. The available options are Basic Authentication and Auth2. For basic authentication, you need to define the username. This is the name of the communication user you have in the SAP Cloud tenant who has the privileges to access the SAP Integration Suite environment. The password is the password for the communication user. The other authentication type is OAuth2 authentication. Here, you need the following. The authentication endpoint. This is the URL of the token service used to request access tokens using client credentials, client ID, and client secret. These are used for authentication purposes. Management client ID and management client secret. These are the OAuth client ID and secret for accessing the management API. If you are using a proxy in your environment, you can specify the proxy hostname, port, username, and password in the proxy section. We define our con object with OAuth authentication and can now start defining SAP Integration Suite Jobs. Let's create a trigger iFlow job and give it a name. The connection drop-down list lets us select the appropriate connection object. Next, we specify the payload data type. These are the payload parameters you want to pass on in JSON format. You can select between none, JSON, and JSON file path. Now, let's go to the attributes page of the job. Here, we need to select the agent name that is configured in the INI file. After selecting the agent name, remember to save the configuration. Everything is configured now, so we execute the job. Let's go to the executions view. It shows the list of executions in Automic Automation. As you can see, this is the job we have created and it ended okay. If you go to the details pane shows the remote status field, which tracks the job status in the target environment. The job has been completed successfully. The details panel displays two object variables, which include the information that the SAP Information Suite system reports back to Automic Automation, and correlation_ID hash and message_GU ID hash. Let's switch to the SAP Integration Suite environment to see how the job is monitored there. In the monitoring view, click All Artifacts and select the latest entry. The message ID and correlation ID are displayed, which match the logs in the AWI, as you can see. To monitor logs, we click the Open Text view, where we can see the running logs for the specific job. Now, let's have a look at the reports in the Automic system. The report captures the final response we received in JSON format. The agent log lists all the connection details, followed by the job inputs and execution logs. Finally, we see that the job was completed successfully. That wraps up the demo on how Automic Automation can integrate with the SAP Integration Suite to execute and monitor scheduled jobs. Thank you for watching this video.